Hey, it's David Breeze Flippers. I'm shooting this early today because I got a lot to do. It's just busy. Busy at work, busy with home, busy with business, which is good. Business is good. That's always, never complain about it. So it's been a crazy week. We've had a couple great auctions this week on Dibdit. We'll talk a little bit about that. Had some great sales past few days. Nothing like, huge big sales, but several, which is more than I normally get, which is kind of weird because we're not running any sales right now. So don't know. I think there's some things going on, but I thought maybe I'd talk a little bit about what sold. And then I also want to talk a little bit about being part-time, what it means to me and maybe what it means to you, and let's see what's working right now. So let's talk about it.
Find it, flip it, ship it, wear Breeze Flippers. Keep it moving. Find it, flip it, ship it, repeat.
So like I said, sales have picked up. I'm happy about that. I think anybody'd be happy about that. Being a part-time reseller, you get a few sales every day. That makes me kind of happy. For the amount of work that you put in, sometimes it doesn't seem like a lot, but at the end of the month, it all adds up. So some days you get a lot of sales, some days you get a few sales, but I kind of look at the average every day over the week. And if I'm getting 3 to 4 sales a day, I feel like I'm doing something. But this week, I don't know, we must be doing something right. We actually had some sales come in after the video we recorded on Sunday, which are kind of cool sales. So I'm going to pop these all up on the screen just to kind of show you, because a lot of stuff's been shipped. And then I have some that are going out today when I get time at lunch, hopefully, to be able to send these out. But I'll talk about those as well. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about being a part-time reseller and some things that just on my mind. We'll see if it's on your mind. I'd love to hear your comments. So please let me know if you've gotten this far and you have already liked and subscribed. Thank you so much. And if you haven't, if you don't mind, that'd be great. If you do, that's fine. I don't care. It's all up to you. But I appreciate you being here either way. And I also really appreciate your comments. So first of all, on Sunday, right after we finished recording, we had 3 more sales come in. And I thought they were cool sales, so I'm just going to let you know what they were. But we sold some of these Hallmark ornaments. Now, we did do a really big auction last night for Hallmark ornaments. It ended up that we were on our raid train for Christmas raid train, and somebody at the 6 o'clock hour couldn't make their raid train. So I got called and said, hey, can you go on for a little longer than an hour? Because we were supposed to be on at 7. And so Sherry and I jumped on about 6:15, and we ran an hour and 45-minute auction. We did pretty good. So I knew these ornaments aren't real expensive that we were selling last night. We sold the remainder of most of the Hallmark ornaments. I took all the really expensive ones and I listed those on eBay. And that's one of the things that we sold Sunday night was one of the nice ones on eBay. But I will tell you, we made some great deals last night on Dibdit. So dibdit.com, use Breeze Flips. You can get $5 off your first $10 purchase. Go check it out, guys. I've done some great sourcing, and you're going to see some of the stuff that I'm selling today. At least one of the things that I went out was something that I got off of Dibdit for not too much money. So anyway, I think it's a real good opportunity. If you haven't gone on there yet and you're looking for great places to source, especially those folks that are in the north, you can't, in the wintertime, there's no garage sales, so something to think about. Anyway, I did sell a Hallmark Keepsake 2000 Time for Joy clock ornament. It's a wind-up music and with a movement, and it's new in the box. Ended up getting $12.99 for it. I think we got it's a pretty good sized box, so I'm thinking we got $7.99 shipping for that. So, or at least $6.99 shipping for sure. Also sold one of my transformers. This thing is sat up on my shelf behind me for a long time. So yes, most of those are for sale, but sometimes I price them up. So if somebody wants to offer what I want for it, I'll sell it. But I don't always, like I said, sometimes I don't, but I just always want to make sure. So let me check that real quick. All right. So anyway, it was a Transformers Armada Supercons hoist with Refute Minicon. So it is complete, or look complete. There's no instructions. I tried to turn it into a robot a couple times. Those are so hard to deal with. But anyway, I ended up getting for $25.64 for that. And I think it had $6.99 shipping on it. So that went out, and then also sold some comics. So I sold the Walking Dead Deluxe. It's the Black History Month covers, issues 1 through 6 from 2021, and that's they were near mint. These were perfect. I ended up picking those up at one point off of Whatnot a long time ago. So those things have been listed since. Well, they were just listed this year, but I did pick them up, I think, probably in April or March or April. I'm sure I picked them up off of Whatnot. I know I got them there, but they were a pretty cool set. I didn't pay very much for them. Ended up getting $25.49. Those had $6.99 shipping on them as well. Then on Monday, actually sold the Peanuts 2025 Peanuts Starbucks cup. This cold is for cold cup, 24-ounce Snoopy and Woodstock on it, and that, you know, so I was at a garage sale and they had a whole bunch of the Starbucks cups, a whole bunch of them, and they had a whole bunch of Stanleys. And I'm not big on the Stanleys anymore because I think they're kind of I think they've hit their time, right? So people still like them, they still do them, but I don't think they're going to sell like they were. But this one, she had $15 on it, and I said, look, I go, I can't pay $15 for it. I think I ended up getting it for 10. Yeah, I know I did. So I said, I'll give you 10 for it. It was brand new in the box. And so I sold it for $40, and I got $8.99 shipping on it. And then last but not least, on Monday, I sold another Dragon Ball Z DVD. So this is Dragon Ball Z Frieza Super Saiyan Goku DVD from 2001. Sold it for $11.99, and I got $5.99 shipping on that. Then yesterday I think we had like 7 sales yesterday. They were good ones. So these all got shipped, but I'll just let you know what they were. We sold a Merrymaker Sheridan Think Santa set of 2 from Department 56. This is part of that big buy that we made for the Christmas ornaments and stuff. So ended up getting $29.74 for that. I still have 2 available on that. So the lady had tons of them. I don't know why she bought duplicates, but she did. Also sold a Shell Shock 2 Blood Trails from Xbox 360. It's one of those games that, you know, I looked it up and I thought, wow, you know what? It's worth a little bit more money than the normal $9.99 or $10.99, but sold it for $21.99 and $5.99 shipping. Then sold a glove, a baseball glove, Louisville Slugger baseball glove, 11.25 inch, brown. It was a right-hand throw. It was in pretty decent shape. I paid probably more than I should have for it, but at the time, I think I bought it with some other stuff, so I think I had $5 what I paid for it. And it only selling it for $12.99, but I got $6.99 shipping. And then also sold, starting today, so this was out, some of the stuff that's actually going out today. Did I 7 items yesterday? Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, all the items were kind of selling yesterday. It's just all the days are running together. This is only Wednesday. But it's just been crazy, guys. So much stuff going on. I did sell some games. Shrek 2 and Finding Nemo. These are Xbox Platinum games. Did sell these for $15.19, and they will get $5.99 shipping. Plush is still selling. These Pokemon plush, boy, I wish I could find another deal like this. I think we're almost over $1,000 in sales for all this plush, and I still have some of it left. But this one is a Pokemon Center's Parasect Sitting Cutie. He's a 6-inch plush from Japan with tag, and like I said, you can't miss it. They're adorable, right? Anyway, $36.99, and this one will get $5.99 shipping. So that's going out. This one, I bought this at a yard sale. I don't know why I bought it, but ended up getting it for $5. And I thought, all right, I'll try it, because I've seen other ones that were doing good. It's like a paintball mask. I guess you'd call it a tactical mask, or it's a wearable goggles. It's a steel mesh. It's pretty solid. I don't know how the heck I'm going to ship this thing. I'll be totally honest with you. But I got to figure out how to get it in a box today. But ended up getting it for $5. I sold it for $37.99. It will get free shipping. It probably will cost me something to ship. So, but anyway, the other thing I sold is another Pokemon plush. And this little guy right here, he's a Pokemon Center Electabuzz. He's a Sitting Cuties plush, and he's new from Japan. So, again, these are great deals, guys. I think even these plush without tags sell very well, so definitely cool. This one's $39.99. I think that one had free shipping on it. Last but not least, I talked about stuff you buy off of Dibdit. I bought this from, I think I got it from Jimmy Old School Flips on his Dibdit. So if you're not on Dibdit yet, you really should take a look at it. But I ended up getting this for, I think, $5 total with everything, because I bought some other stuff too. So I had $5 on it. But this is a whole lot of 31 boards and accessories from Tech Deck fingerboards. And yeah, they're still popular, guys. But this one has wheels in it. It has a whole bunch of decks in it. It's got some other decks too that aren't Tech Deck. But, you know, I photographed them all, laid them all out so that they knew exactly what they were getting. I got $31.99 for it, and I think I'm getting $6.99 shipping on this one, probably. Anyway, it'll fit in a nice little box with a little bit of bubble wrap around it. So not too bad. This week, so far, we're at about $350, and we have, what, 10 sales gone out. So, like I said, today we hit... I think 2 sales just today, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there were 6 sales yesterday. Maybe I thought 7, but there were 6 sales yesterday. No, actually 7. Yeah, there were 7 sales yesterday, and then the 2 on Monday. So, yeah, $350 middle of the week. I'll take it. It's a little further than we were last week, so comparatively. You know, so I was trying to take a look at that and see where we're at. We're still doing good for the quarter. We're still looking good for the, you know, compared to last year and year over year, we're still looking good. So I think we're on track. Hopefully we will be. And, you know, we've been trying to figure out what we're going to do, you know, towards the end of this year to try to hit those numbers. And, you know, that's one of the things I kind of want to talk about today is just, you know, talking about challenges that you face trying to be a part-time reseller. And I am part-time, so I do work full-time, and that is, you know, the fact. And Sherry works full-time, but we fit in our reselling business. And do we spend a lot of time at it? Yeah, we do. I probably spend more than an average reseller. And I think that's really what you kind of have to focus on is what kind of reseller do you want to be? You can be a really part-time reseller. You could spend 3-4 hours a week and just selling stuff around your house and make a little extra money. It's a great deal, guys. I mean, it really is. When we started out selling stuff around our house, we were shocked at how fast it moved. And, you know, we were taking that money and putting it back into the business, and we were trying to, you know, of course, at that time you had to buy printers and all that other stuff, but we were doing it. So we were making it work. And then, you know, as we started getting out there and actually doing sourcing, then we were taking that money and putting it back into sourcing. So it was just, you know, we built this up to where we wanted it, and it's a good part-time income. I mean, for some people, it's almost full-time money. So for, you know, I mean, if you had a $15 an hour job at McDonald's, you'd be making about the same thing. So, and probably take more home doing this than you would at McDonald's because you have tax breaks here where you can write off stuff and do that. So, you know, so I think, one of the things I was really thinking about this is trying to think, you know, what can you do as a part-time seller? And there's just so many things to keep up with. I mean, for me, doing the videos, that's a hard thing. Like I was debating on whether I could even do one today because I have so much that I have to get done today. But, you know, it's important to me and I want to do it early, and I thought we'll do it and then we'll see what else kind of comes in. There may be some other sales that come in. Plus I got to ship these at lunch. So I will pack them at lunch and take them up at lunch, and then I have meetings the rest of the day. So, but, you know, so I was thinking about what some of the tactics for being part-time, and this is what works for me. And I realized very quickly is that I focus on quality, not quantity. Now, that's some cases, maybe it's a little different. I mean, I will in some weekends list 20, 30, 40 comics. That's because that's the stuff I like to do, right? I love listing comics. I love listing, I don't have a problem listing these little things. I don't have a problem listing games. I love doing those because it's kind of fun for me, right? And I do use tools. I use ChatGPT. I use a lot of different things to do it, a self-similar, whatever it takes. But I do those, and they help. So they help move things along. But you don't have to list 50 items a day. You just need to list smarter, you know? And I'm trying to right now find things that I think will sell quicker. One of the things I've been really looking at and sourcing, that's a big change that I've made, is instead of just buying 1 or 2 little things, if there's something that's a big lot of it, I'll typically just buy the whole thing. And we've done that now with the plush. We've done that with I've done that with video games. I've done that with all kinds of stuff. Actually, I've done it with the ornaments that we bought. And we've already made our money back on the ornaments. Between last night and the things that we sold so far, we're in the profit now on the ornaments. So we paid $130 for those, and I still got a bunch. So, and some of them are going to go in our booth, and that's another thing we have, that we we also run a booth. Lord help us. There's a lot going on. So we got to do that Thursday night. We're actually redoing our booth at Flip Flops on Palafox. We're putting up a new clothes rack that actually has some shelves and some different ways to really nicely show clothing that we're having there. So we're going to change some stuff around. Plus, I've been selling the heck out of comics there, so we got to refill the bins and kind of clean those up and redo some of those. But that's just one more thing. But I just like to now, what I'm listing is I really focus on quality and not quantity. One of the things, and I heard somebody say this morning on Trash to Cash, and they were absolutely right, but this is my strategy all along. I will list things individually that I like, and it doesn't matter sometimes if I can get $6, $7, $8 for it. I'm okay with that because I don't mind making those sales, because I feel like even the little sales will propel your eBay business, and it makes it look like you're selling more. And I think that's why we're doing so well, is I think we're making little sales, and those sales are leading to other sales, and it seems to be popping up pretty good right now. So this week, at least this week is good. But I'm trying to, list smarter, not trying to work too hard and trying to do a whole bunch. And the things that I don't want to list, or I'll just lot them up and I'll sell them on Dibdit, or I'll sell them on Dibdit in small quantities. So I really think, if you're kind of focusing on items that do have a good track record, niche collectibles, things that you like, either, if you're in the clothing, good brands, whatever you have that's your bread and butter, that's the stuff you kind of stick to, right? Bread and butter for us has been, video games and comics, to be honest with you. So, and I love listing those. So I think that's probably one of the things that's been helping us a little bit, is been trying to do that. The other thing I was talking about is, visibility and promotion. When you think about it, now, promoted listings have been a huge topic recently. I think we've heard a lot on that. If you're small or if you're part-time, you know that you don't have to spend a lot of money on advertising. We've already talked about that. But in the past, I always believe if you can put 2 to 3%, at least put you ahead of the few people that don't promote. But I also think that, you can do well with promotion and creating better titles, getting good pictures, getting good descriptions. Everything that you do takes a little bit of time, but if you get better at it, you can actually, push yourself up a little further on the list. And I also think, being consistent, listing, revising, sending offers, all that stuff kind of feeds the algorithm. And even like today, I have one guy that I have some of these plush that he sent me. It was a $24.99 plush plus $5.99 shipping. Not this one, but one, like it. It was a Pokemon plush. He sends me a $5 offer, and I'm like, I said, no. I said, I can't do that. I said, I'll take 20 for it. And he sends me a $6 offer. And I'm like, no. And then he sends me a $9 offer. And then I'm like, I don't have time for this. So, at this point, either it can block him, I just decline it and move on. But those are the things you try to do, that they do take up your time. You just really can't do much about it. But, kind of getting your listings in there, getting those right, I think that really helps. And with the promotion thing, we've beat this one to death. We know what's coming January 13th, as we call it, D-Day. Whether you promote, whether you don't promote, that's a personal choice. That's your business choice, right? I haven't decided yet, guys. I'm still working on it. I'm looking at it thinking when I look at what I sell, and I've been looking at this, let's see, January 1 through this. If I look at how much I've actually done from promoted sales, I have done 51.2% of my sales year to date are organic. 48.8 are promoted. So half my sales are promoted. So if I cut out promotion, am I going to lose half my sales? I have a lot of people that have made a lot of comments, and a lot of people have made some very, very smart comments and things that they've said. But the bottom line is, I know what my numbers are. You know what your numbers are in your business. You have to decide what is going to work. If I'm running at, like I said, I don't run anything over 4%. And most of the time it's between 2 and 3%. Right now it's averaged at 3%. But that 3% is getting me 48.8% of my sales. So if I drop that, am I going to lose that? And there's, some thought and be, if some of it, yeah, you would. If your listings are good, maybe not. Maybe some of those are sales that I'm getting that could have been otherwise organic because the product's good. It's really hard to say, guys. That's one of the things that's tricky about this. So, Yeah, promotion right now, big topic, big subject, something tough. And that's something y'all going to have to decide for your business. No one can decide that for you. And like I said, I appreciate the comments, and I actually do enjoy reading them because you guys bring some really good ideas and some thought-provoking ideas. So some of that stuff I'm really thinking about. I'm really trying to figure out, what to do. And maybe what I need to do is step up marketing in my side. That's probably one of the things I'm going to have to try to figure out, is maybe trying some different marketing things. So another thought that I have, and this is one of the things that I'm really working on, guys, is like time management and pricing. Toughest thing I have to do. Time management, I'm better at. I've been better at. I mean, I'm juggling a lot of stuff. I talk about it all the time, between Dibdit sales, shipping, all the stuff that we do, listings, sourcing on Saturdays, sometimes sourcing, more than one day if we can, sourcing online, all the different things. It's tough to manage all that. Plus family. You got to factor all that in, right? We got vacations, times off, all the things that we need to do. But that's been a hard thing. But I think, just kind of trying to be realistic and say, okay, here's the hours I have to spend. Here's where it really matters. This is what's most important. Trying to source smarter, trying to do these things, that really does make a difference. Then one of the things too, I was thinking about, and this is from price, right? So get smarter at what we do, try to pick up bigger things, pick up bigger lots, right? That really does help. Yeah, it takes up a lot of space, guys. And my wife, not a big fan of the how big the business has gotten, either in the garage or the bedrooms, and we're trying really hard to get it out of the living areas and just in like the spare bedroom that we use in the garage. But it's taken some time. But one of the things to do to move some of that inventory is we have to price it to move, right? And maybe that's the way to overcome the promotions. Now, I think maybe that is a way to overcome promotion. I know that I need to go through, and that's one of the things we're doing. So we're going to run some really big sales coming up the next couple of weeks. A pre-Black Friday sale, then we're going to run a Black Friday sale through Christmas to try to get people to do what they need to do, to buy stuff early so that we know we can make the shipping on time. But, and that gets crazy too, guys. We'll have a lot of conversations about that in the future. But I've got to start pricing things better. And I think maybe that can overcome some of the promotional issues. We aren't babysitting inventory. We are not a storage facility. And sometimes when I look at some of my inventory, I'm like, I have a higher value on it than what I should, right? If we want to move stuff fast, price it right, and it'll sell. Do I need to be at the top of the market? No. Am I going to be at the very bottom? Probably not. But I need to be in a sweet spot, which is somewhere in between. And I'll see stuff that really does move. And I think the more you sell, I do think that the more eBay promotes your store. I really do. I think it just kind of keeps things moving, and I believe that gets the algorithm moving. So, but, as far as time management goes, sit down and make time. This is one of the things I have to do. I have to say, okay, I'm going to wake up this morning and I am going to just do listings. And that's what I do. So Sunday, sometimes I'll wake up early. I'll get up way before Sherry does, like at 6 a.m. I'll just go in and list 20, 30, 40 things. I'll take pictures and fill up my bins and get those done. At the end of the day, before we shoot our video, we'll put stuff away. We'll go ahead and inventory it, put it in the inventory, and then we pull the items that we need and we do our video on Sunday. So that's kind of been the process. It's been working pretty well for us. But also on a daily basis, I look at stale listings. I end those and I'll go in and I'll relist those. So I have probably 115 items in my draft I need to go back through and do. But I use ChatGPT. I'll go through and list out the titles, throw it in there, say, give me some refresh and do this. And, I'll tell it all the little prompts that I use for it. And I get back new listings, and those typically tend to move better. But I also reprice things and change that. So, and then, as far as the other thing is, from a promotional standpoint, not promotions and ads, I do run sales regularly. And even if the sale is just 5%, I still run a sale. I run something so that there's always something happening in the store. So that's been helping a little bit, pricing and promotion a little bit, and, helping with all that. I think that's been doing good for us. So, those are the kind of things that kind of help. And yeah, time management's the biggest one out of that. But, all the things you do, you find the right things that you have to work on. And that's one of the things that I've been trying to do as a part-time reseller. And then finally, I think what's important to remember, and this is the hardest part for me, especially when I first started out, you can't compare yourself to other people you see on YouTube, other full-time resellers. You can't compare yourself. Even if I know some other people that aren't in YouTube that sell, and they do very, very well, and I can't compare myself to them either, because every business is different. I know they sell, some of them sell like auto parts and different things like that, and they do really, really well. But that's something I don't want to do, and I'm not interested in that. But I will just tell you, play your own game, right? You can't compare yourself to the Commonwealth Pickers of the world, or the ADH Daves, or the Death Pile Pickers, or you can't compare yourself to Jimmy Old School Flips. These guys all have different business models, every single one of them. But you have to be able to kind of figure out what is important to you and what works. So, if I get solid sales every week for me, I get 15, 20 sales a week, I feel like I've accomplished something. That's a win for me. And I keep trying to build those habits, and I realize, here's what's doing this, here's what's working, and keep building those habits and keep building them in there. And you're going to eventually win at it as well. And if you're really just doing this part-time and you say, I just need $100 a week, that's your goal. Put it up somewhere, write it on the wall, do what you got to do, put a piece of paper up, that's your goal. $100 a week, no problem. You can hit that easily. So figure out what you have to do and work it backwards. How many sales do I need to make? So if I need to make this many sales, how many listings do I need to do? It's really simple. But like I said, you don't have to compare yourself to someone else. You have to figure out what is working for you. I think it's far better to be a consistent, be consistent as a small scale seller than it is to kind of burn out and try to do something that just isn't going to work for you or is not the right time. So yeah, just, keep that mindset. You want to keep the momentum going. You want to be doing something all the time with your business. Yes, sometimes we feel like we want to get lazy, but we just got to keep doing what we got to do, right? So I don't know. If you're a part-timer, this is a side hustle, however you want to do it. Drop comments. Let me know what you do. I'd be curious to see how your business is. How many people are working full-time and doing this part-time? How many people are doing this full-time and something else part-time? I'd love to hear that too. So drop me a comment and let me know. And I'll try and maybe call out a few and talk about those next week, because I think that it's always fun to kind of follow up with those and talk some of those. And don't forget, guys, if you don't mind, like and subscribe. It's we're trying hard to hit 1,000, and I appreciate, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate every one of you. Sherry and I both appreciate you guys and what you do and the comments you get. It's been honestly positive, very, very positive, and I appreciate that. So anyway, that's what's going on this week. I hope your week is great. I hope you stay safe, get some great sales out there, find a way to keep yourself consistent, find a way to help your business grow, whether it's small, big, or medium, or in between, and drop me some comments and let me know what you're doing, anything differently. I'd love to hear it. I'm David, Breeze Flippers. We'll see ya.
Find it, flip it, ship it, where Breeze